Welcome back to the Out of Bounds podcast. I am Charlie Caleri, alongside
the one and only Gavin Williams.
Oh, wow. A little bit different today, Gav. Okay.
Feeling good.
A little Stanley Cup playoff action real quick.
I'm very, very excited come this Sunday at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean,
can't tell.
That's going to be your Rangers playing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, playoffs start very soon. They start tomorrow, as we're recording this, on Saturday. So that's very big for the NHL. We're just excited overall for Stanley Cup. I mean, we always love the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's the best playoffs in my opinion, besides maybe March Madness, if you count that.
I would agree.
But professional sports, I think Stanley Cup playoffs is the best playoffs.
I think so too. Of all four major sports.
Yeah, the games are always close. There's always upsets, and it's just always interesting, man. It's hockey.
It's great,
it's hockey.
Man.
Love
it is
hockey.
Great.
So
playoff hockey.
Getting right into it real quick.
Yeah.
Let's go our first round matchups. I think the season ends tonight. A couple of the West teams still have to play, but seeding doesn't matter anymore. We already know where all the teams are going to be heading on Saturday or Sunday, depending on when they play. So the first matchup we have right here is Stars Golden Knights, the 1 versus the Wild Card 2 matchup, I'm pretty sure, in the West. So Vegas going all the way from Stanley Cup champions to Wild Card 2. Big difference for them this year.
Big difference. Still going to be a good series, I think, though. Come playoff time, the Knights are going to wake up. They're going to realize where they are. They're going to get humbled by the Stars, though. They're going to get very humbled. Because, I mean, it's nice being the reigning champ, but I think they're going to get dethroned right in the first round this year. I think this series goes to 5 or 6 games. Stars are taking it.
Yeah, and not to mention the Stars lost to the Knights in the Western Conference Final last year. So
this is some bad blood for the Stars right
Exactly. A little bit of bad blood with home ice advantage for them now in the series, which is massive in the NHL. So I think the Stars move on. I think they do it in 6.
Yeah, I got 5. They ended up at home.
Yep, fair enough. So moving on to the other Central matchup real quick. You got the Jets and the Avalanche, man. Jets and the Avalanche, I feel like
it's going to be a great series.
It's going to be a great series because I think Connor Hellebuyck is going to
light up.
He's going to have to light it up because that Colorado offense is obviously we know is nothing to sneeze at. And
best offense in hockey.
I agree, and I think they take the series. But I do think it goes 6 or 7.
Yeah.
The reason why I think Colorado in 6, and Nathan McKinnon's been playing unreal this year, probably going to be the Hart Trophy winner, all that. But they got to win it at home, I think. And Game 6 would be slotted to be there because the Jets are the 2 seed.
Which is
division.
Really weird.
It is. They had a really good season, made a lot of good moves, underrated moves in the offseason that really propelled them into where they are. Everybody was saying that they were going to sell before the season. They were going to trade Hellebuyck, trade Scheifele, trade all their good players, trade Kyle Connor, really just get rid of everybody and kind of be where maybe where the Ducks were this year. But regardless of the 2 seed in Central, they look to be moving forth to the playoffs. Second year back in the playoffs. Gav, what do you think is going to happen in the series?
Sorry, big yawn from Gavin Williams there. I got the Avs here in 6. I agree. I think it's going to go the distance, but it's going to end at home for the Avs. And that crowd really knows how to light it up.
So do the Winnipeg fans though too. Yeah. They go those whiteouts. Those are pretty electric.
We got 2 whiteout right here. Both these teams like whiteout.
That is very true. Yeah. So it's gonna be
very whiteout kind of a crowd.
Yeah, a lot of white in the crowd.
Just the firepower that the Avs have. They have a chance. I don't care if they're a 3 seed or a wild card. They can really make a run in any year.
It's kind of the same with Vegas too. I mean, it's just unfortunate that they had to go up against the Stars for them, but I like it because I don't like Vegas. Yeah. But for them, it's just a really bad matchup, I guess. So kind of unfortunate for them, but who really cares, honestly? Moving on now to the Pacific Division, which just was a weird division all year. I mean, Vancouver usually was that top team the whole season. And then late in the year, you see Edmonton kind of creep up slowly from where they were earlier in the season. Right around when we recorded our Hot Takes episode was the last time I think we talked about NHL really in depth. Yeah. The Oilers were kind of struggling then, but they were kind of turning it around. We both thought they were going to turn it around. They did. They're the 2 seed now. But this Pacific Division now, the 1-4 matchup, the 1 seed versus the wild card 1 is Vancouver and Nashville. Gav, who do you think is going to win?
I got Canucks in 4 here. I actually don't think that the Preds win a game. I think it's a sweep. I'm not gonna lie. I got Canucks in 4.
So you don't think like UC Saros will steal in one game?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Wow. You just give me a dominating series from the Vancouver Canucks.
I do think I think they win the first 2 games by 2 or more, and I think they win the the third and fourth by 1 goal.
Wow. So really a dominating series from the Canucks here.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. I have game 3, 2 goals because there's an empty netter in game 3.
Fair enough.
Game 4 will be a 1.
You see it? You
What?
see the empty net?
Yeah, I could see the empty, and then I see a Thatcher Demko dumping it down in the playoffs in Nashville for the win.
That'd be crazy. In the past few years, we've seen some wild card teams beat some 1 seeds. So that could be a legendary out of bounds moment right there if Nashville could win that series right there when you had them getting swept. But I guess we'll see. I have the Canucks winning this series. I have it in 5 though. A little bit different. I do think
gentleman sweep.
I do think UC Saros steals them a game, and I don't think Nashville's great. They've just been kind of consistent the whole year being in that wild card one.
Yeah.
But they did go on a run for a little bit, and if they go on that run again, same kind of run, they could beat this Canucks team. And then, who's to say they can't match up well against this next matchup? One of these 2 teams, the Oilers or the Kings.
This is a rematch from last year. Same kind of position.
Yep. But the Kings are a little bit more experienced now.
They are. They finally have some playoff experience for that young team. Although all that sounds all fine and dandy, I still got the Oilers in 5 or 6 here.
Me too. I got the Oilers in 6. It's hard to pick against McDavid. It's hard to pick against Draisaitl.
Yep.
And especially when they've been playing so well. They've had to be the best team in the NHL since they hired their new coach. If I had to assume, because they were around where the Ducks and the Blackhawks and the Sharks were beginning of the season. You were saying, is this McDavid's team?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's weird. Oilers are very kind of like the Avs, very offensive heavy team, but I think offense is gonna beat out the Kings defense in pretty stunning fashion.
Yeah, I think so too. So I got Oilers in 6 here.
I'm gonna do Oilers in 5.
Yeah, and
gentleman sweep.
Gentleman sweep. I think I do actually think that Nashville Vancouver series. I'll go back to that. I actually think that will be a classic gentleman sweep. I think Nashville wins game 4, at home. So I think Vancouver wins the 2 at home. They split in Nashville, but I think Vancouver gets it again back in game 5 back in Vancouver.
Right.
It's gonna be a tough travel schedule for them.
Yeah, that is tough.
Vancouver and Nashville, that's pretty far. But moving on back out to the East now, staying in the first round.
Here we go.
To the Atlantic Division, and this is a tough division, man.
Stacked
division. Florida's playing Tampa.
Interstate.
Great travel.
Interstate.
Great travel for them. And we see these 2 teams. They played a few times in the past in the playoffs. And I feel like it's always these 4 teams, just in a different order. Different order, because the Sabres, Wings, and Senators usually finish in a row, and whether that be the last 3 teams or the middle 3 teams, and the Canadians fall either 5th or 8th.
Yeah.
It's really no different every year. But regardless, you got Panthers, Lightning being the wild card one. Panthers winning that division on a crazy kind of tiebreaker situation where they won their game. Bruins lost theirs to who did they? I don't remember who the Bruins lost to, but they should have won that game. Regardless,
was it a Maple Leafs?
No, it wasn't. The Panthers beat the Panthers beat the Maple Leafs to win the division.
Yes.
To play the Lightning, but I had the Panthers winning the series again, the Eastern Conference champions from last year. I think this is just a different Lightning team. They're not as experienced, and I think the Panthers take this one, but in 6.
I'm gonna say this one goes the distance, man. I'm gonna say Panthers are not gonna have an easy first round matchup. This Lightning team still has Kucherov. That man is phenomenal. Wow. The way his hands, very soft hands on the ice. Great at passing the puck. They still have Vasilevsky in that.
And he's having arguably his best year. Kucherov, I'm talking about.
Yeah, Kucherov is having his best year, I think. But with all that being said, I have the Panthers because that is just a different Panthers team. They were really, really good last year. Come playoff time, they were statistically good all year this year. And they're coming for some blood. They want that cup very badly out there in Florida. So they're going to take this one 7.
Yeah, they've had some playoff success recently. Obviously, going to the Cup final last year, but losing in 5. and losing like 9-4 in their last game or something. It was just not a good game to watch. But yeah, I think this is the time where we see the Lightning start to slowly fall out of the playoff picture with their guys getting older.
Yeah.
And we see some new teams maybe emerge next year. I'm not going to mention who. I'm not going to say the name. But
you did last year.
I did last year.
Out.
I mean, we were 1 point away last year. You would have thought we were hurt this year. We'll give us that. But I'm still not saying the team name. Regardless, we got the Bruins and the Maple Leafs, a classic first round matchup right here. Classic rivalry, original 6 rivalry, and Atlantic Division rivalry. It's just great hockey overall. It's gonna be a great series. Gonna be locked in on this series.
Yeah.
And I think this one could really go either way. I think we have the same pick here, but I don't know. I don't know how we. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be 50-50 of who people pick in this series.
I think it is too. Very tough pick. Both these teams, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, that Bruins team, everybody thought they were going to take a step back, but they did not. They did not. Linus Ullmark is a fantastic goaltender, and they have a lot of weapons on their team, but so do the Maple Leafs, and they match up very well. It's going to be a really tough series for whoever wins this. I think it's going in 7 games regardless of who wins.
I think so, too. I hope so.
This series has the potential to go the absolute distance, have a couple overtime games maybe. It could be a very good series, and I actually have the Maple Leafs winning this one in 7 because I think the Boston fans should have one thing to worry about, and it's those damn Celtics, baby. Come on, go C's. Had to bring them up somehow. In this episode.
Very fair. You always got to have that Celtics appearance, I guess. But I think the Maple Leafs winning in 7 too.
They spoil Game 7 at home again for the Bruins.
Yeah, but it's just like I wish the Bruins were playing the Lightning,
too.
and I wish the Panthers didn't win the division because that would have made for a very interesting first-round matchup between the Panthers and Maple Leafs. We both have that in the second round now.
Yeah, we do.
But the Bruins, I feel like it's just they went into the postseason last year. Obviously, most wins or points of all time.
They had the most points of all time, and they were obviously the President's Cup, or the President's Trophy winner.
Yeah, and then losing to the 8 seed Florida Panthers, who barely got in over my team.
Yeah.
And then the Panthers go to the Cup final. That's got to leave a bad taste in the Bruins' mouth, especially for an older core.
They're definitely going to come back with a lot of blood.
That's why I think the series goes 7, but I think there's something different about this Maple Leafs team and the way they've been playing recently.
Yeah.
I know they finished the season on a 4-game losing streak. I know that. But they still have Austin Matthews. They weren't playing their guys as much. They still have Mitch Marner. I mean, they've gotten really solid goaltending recently from Wall and Samsonov. So let's see if they can keep it rolling. I have them in 7.
I do too. Looks like we've come to a mutual agreement. We're going to the best division in hockey, and nothing will change my mind about that.
Let me just say my take on this series first, and I'll let you go.
Okay.
So Rangers Capitals. This is the only series that I feel 100% confident. 100% confident. And I will say this right now. This will be a 4 or 5 game series for the New York Rangers. They will win this series. There's no way. I've watched this Capitals team all year. They are not good. Charlie Lindgren, great name. Great name.
Hey, Charles, have a day.
He is not a good goalie. He's not. He had a good little stretch here late in the season. But remind you, the Caps were playing 500 hockey, I think, down the stretch, and all these other teams were playing below 500 hockey. That's not something that you want to be playing at, especially against the President's Trophy winner in the New York Rangers. There's no chance for the Washington Capitals in this series. I'm very confident in your New York Rangers, and I want to see what you have to say about this series.
He's making me blush over here, guys. Can't even see my rosy cheeks. I'm puckering up right now. I mean, this is great. Wow. I'm not going to like what he says next round because he'll probably have him losing next round based off my predictions. But the New York Rangers, original 6 team, excuse my language, I believe that they're the original 6 team who gets the most shit.
It's true, because they haven't been, they're the worst one. And that's a fact.
It is. But it's a different year, ladies and gentlemen. It's a different year to step inside MSG and hear the roar and the go. Come on. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get rocking. I am yelling. I am pumped. I hate the Caps. Great playoff rivalry. Previously, these two teams met every year in the playoffs. I swear, every single year. There were some heartbreaks, and there was not heartbreaks. There was some celebrating. This is going to be a year celebrating. I think the Caps, like you said, are a garbage team. Garbage team. Shouldn't have even made the playoffs.
Also, I want to mention this. Remember, one of the OTs that you're talking about was Marty St. beating this team, and he's your coach now. So, or no, sorry, he's Montreal. He's Montreal's coach. He's Montreal's coach, but still, I mean, that carries over. That those series were great in the mid 2010s with Lundqvist and they had Holtby on their side.
Holtby was phenomenal,
and they were wearing those throwback jerseys too every year in the playoffs too.
They always wore them in MSG. Whenever we wear the Broadway Blues, they put on the awesome white unis.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a man who crosses over with these two teams. His name is Peter Laviolette. He is a Cup Trophy coach winner with the Caps.
And you were skeptical when you guys got him. I remember
was very
that,
skeptical.
You guys went from Gerard Gallant straight to Laviolette and two experienced coaches back to back. I remember we were walking down the Allegheny Trail and we saw the notification, Peter Laviolette, the coach. You call your dad instantly. He said he didn't like it either. I want to hear what you guys have to say now. I mean,
all right,
President's Trophy.
Let me get into it. Peter Laviolette. I'm just gonna call him Lavi because that's what I call him. You know, I've hated
also the opposing coach for the last time the Sabres were in the playoffs.
Interesting. I hated Lavi all the years I watched hockey. He was always on teams I hated, whether it was the Flyers or the Caps, or really anybody. I hated Lavi, but he came into town and he restructured the whole damn business. He's like, we're going to play physical goddamn hockey. We're pulling up Matt Rempe, a random 22-year-old who can just nail some sucker punches on some boys. He's a man amongst boys sometimes when he's on that ice. I mean, he knows physical hockey. If there's anything I love more in life, it's physical hockey. And now we're that team. We have the best captain in the entire nation, not for his stats, but for his damn heart. And we had some damn heartbreak last year, and we're coming back. MSG is going to be packed every damn night, and we're going for a damn cup, and it all starts in the first round. I got Rangers in damn 4 here. I hate the damn Caps goal horn. It's the worst in the damn league. I hate the Caps. F the Caps. That's all I got to say. Rangers in 4. Rangers in 4. Could be 5, I guess, because playoffs, you never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
I got the Rangers winning this series. And if they don't win this series, you might never hear from me ever again on the Out of Bounds podcast.
Wow.
No, I'm just playing.
I hope not. I'd be doing this solo.
I would never let my man out to ride over here, but I got the Rangers winning this 4 games.
I want to mention something real quick before we touch on this Hurricanes-Islanders series. The amount of teams that cross over arenas between the NBA and NHL for this playoff series is a lot.
Yeah.
You got Dallas.
It's weird to think
You got the Colorado teams. You got Boston. You got
New York.
The LA. The 2 LA teams plus the Kings.
Yeah.
Very, very just impressive there for that arena. And then, the Rangers with the Knicks.
MSG.
That's going to be actually a very conflicting matchup because they're both top seeds in their conference. And then you mentioned it, Boston. So just kind of interesting for those arena crews there.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a tough transition for those arena crews.
I was seeing how they work those out too, because it's always just interesting because those LA ones, they're going to have to flip that really quick. It's going to be an every third day kind of thing for them. Obviously, the Kings are most likely only going to have 2 home games.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, maybe 3, but I don't think they're going to get past that. Who knows if the Clippers or Lakers will get past that? We don't know, but moving on now to that Hurricanes-Islanders series, back to it. I said it from our Hot Takes episode. I'll go back to that. I said the Cup final would be Stars-Hurricanes. I said that. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to have them. Spoiler alert, that's my Cup final right now. But I had those 2 teams because they lost in the conference final last year, respectively. I'm a big believer in teams using that kind of vengeance as fuel. And, you get to that point last year. It takes a whole year to get to that point, and you just lose. And that's it. You got to get back to that point again. I think the Hurricanes will do it. But it starts here against this very hot New York Islanders team. And I think the Islanders push them to 7. I think they do. I really do. Yeah, I think Carolina closes it out at home in Game 7. I think the Islanders come back in the series though.
Okay.
I think they'll win
2-0 then 2-2.
I think so. No, I think it'll be 3-1. I think it'll be 3-1 Hurricanes. I think the Islanders steal a game in Carolina, Game 5. I think they win Game 6. And then I think Hurricanes break their hearts in Game 7. Unfortunately for our friend Chris. Unfortunately.
I'm not going to say unfortunately. I hate them damn Miles. Oof.
Yeah,
there's a lot of teams in the Metro I hate. The funniest thing is I don't even hate the damn Canes. I don't know. I've just never hated them. They're never really like when we were growing up. They were never a threat. Like they were all just kind of there. But I mean, now they're gonna be good, so I'll probably hate them eventually. But it's not like a Devils or an Isles kind of a thing. But I have the I do not have the Islanders. Excuse my language. I have the Hurricanes winning this. I don't really think it's gonna be as close as Charlie's, as he said, but I can see it going 5 or 6. I can't see it going 7 though, just for the sake that Samson is
It's playoff hockey. Anything can happen. That's my reasoning. All
right.
I mean, it's the same reason why I think why the Preds might be able to maybe win the series. I don't know. They're not going to, but
I also I mean, or not Samsonov, Sorokin. I see Sorokin having games. Like the only reason why they will win a game is because Sorokin's just.
And Varlamov's been playing really well too down the stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think their goalie tandem's right. It's going to be key for them.
Yeah, that's the only reason why they would even steal a game. So I'll say Hurricanes winning in New York in 6 games.
Yeah. So moving on we're gonna go back to the West.
Yeah.
Second round now, and I have Stars Avalanche. I think we have do we have all the same first round picks?
Stars Avs, Canucks Oilers, Panthers Leafs, and Rangers Hurricanes.
I don't like that we have the same picks.
No, really don't. They're about to change.
Those are definitely gonna be wrong, folks. But we do have some different picks here. I have the Stars over the Avalanche here, as I said before. I have them going to the Cup final. I just think obviously this Avalanche team has a lot of star power, but this Dallas team does too. And
I think if there's a team that can stop the star power, it would be the Stars.
Yeah, and they went to the Cup final in 2020 in the bubble, and I don't think that was a mistake at all.
No, it wasn't.
I don't think it was. The Avalanche have won a Cup since then. Not saying they're going to be less motivated, but I'm saying the Stars team might be more motivated because they only had that one appearance. They've been to the conference final. They just need to win one. I mean, this franchise has been so close for so long, and we could put an asterisk next to the other one if we really want to, but that's a whole other story for another day. But it was in the crease. It was in the crease. Everybody knows it. But I got Stars in 7 here. I don't think this series goes anything less than 7.
Yeah, I have the same exact thing. I have Stars in 7. I think this is where we're going to see Ottinger really step up in that 7th game.
He's going to have to.
He's gonna have a big role in this series. And if this series happens, I will watch every game.
That'd be such a good series.
I'm so excited.
I'm just excited. I'm just excited for playoff hockey,
man. But if you're talking Stars, Avs, woo.
Yeah, and
it's gonna get ugly, man.
Another great matchup I think that hopefully will happen is Canucks Oilers. Western Canada, you'll get one of them in the conference finals for sure. If they get there, it'd be a good chance for a Canadian team to get back to that Cup final and potentially win it for the first time since the Canadiens in 1993. But
wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, the Canadian team has not won since Gary Bettman has been commissioner.
Wow.
Coincidence or not? That's what everybody's saying.
That's script right there.
It could be. The Rangers won it the next year though, so
yep, 94.
So very interesting there. But in this series could go really either way. You know what? I'm actually gonna switch my pick right now.
Wow, you're gonna have the Canucks winning?
I'm gonna have the Canucks winning the series. Something about this team, I think they're gonna get past Nashville with ease. I think that's gonna be a tough series for Edmonton. They're gonna be a little bit banged up, and that really matters in the playoffs when you're playing consecutive games. Because if that series goes to 6 or 7 against the Kings, then they're going to be playing only 3 or 4 days after against this hopefully rested Canucks team after that first round matchup. So I think the Canucks get the upper hand in the series early, maybe start off 2-0 because they'll have the home ice advantage. Yeah. But I think the Oilers try to creep back in. I think this series does go 7, but I do think that now that I'm talking it out, I think the Canucks win the series.
I don't.
And it is hard to pick against McDavid, but I just think the Canucks this year are a little bit different, and I feel like McDavid doesn't have it this year.
I think
he doesn't have it this year. I don't know.
Maybe
he'll prove me wrong.
This is gonna be really weird. I'm literally thinking the exact opposite of what Charlie just said. So I have Oilers winning, but I think the Oilers handle this series. I'm gonna say right now, I still kind of believe the Canucks are frauds. I still believe it.
It's fair. They don't have much playoff experience, but I think the players that they do
I think next year they'll be legit.
I think the players that they have on their team can propel them to win some games in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. I think they can win some games. But I'll have Edmonton wrapping it up at home in 6 here. So I'm going to go Edmonton 6, star power, man.
Yep. Very fair. I do want to mention something, too. Like, we keep mentioning, playoff experience, and it obviously does matter, but I feel like in the NHL it doesn't matter as much as maybe the NBA. Yeah. I feel like
completely agree
once
with
you get
that.
into the NBA playoffs, because they know that it's a different type of game.
It's a different type of
obviously it
basketball.
isn't. Obviously it is in the NHL too, but I feel like those NBA players, when they get in the playoffs, they can get just more comfortable year after year being in there.
Yeah.
These NHL players, you never know if you're getting there.
That's very
You know,
true.
it's year after year. You don't know if you're going to be the 1 seed or the 16 in your conference. So, generally even idea, but you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Though.
Moving back out to the East, though, Panthers Leafs.
We both have it.
This would be a great series if it happens. But I have the defending Eastern Conference champions falling in this series.
Wow.
Also in 7 games at home to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
So they're spoiling 2 Game 7s.
I think so.
Wow,
I
that'd be
think so.
awesome.
I think so.
I
We've
really
seen it
hope
in the
that
past.
happens.
I think with this Panthers team last year, they did it twice in 2 Game 7s against
They did
these
it in
two teams.
Boston and
And against the Leafs. So I think the Leafs are just going to do the opposite this year, kind of go on a Panthers type run, quote.
yeah.
And get to the conference final.
That's what I want to happen, but that's not what I think is going to happen. I think that this is going to be a great series. I think it's going to be a 7-game series as well, but I think Florida's going to take it at home in Game 7. They bolstered so much on this Panthers team. I feel like last year all we really talked about was like Kachuk. And that's kind of it. There's a lot of names this year.
Sam Reinhart's had a really good year for them.
He has.
He scored almost 50 goals, or he did score 50 goals. Never even touched that, sniffed that in Buffalo.
And
I love the guy though.
And they have like Vladimir Tarasenko take. And,
Just
you know,
just a guy that knows how to get into the playoffs, knows
He's
how
a
to
cup
win
winner.
games in the playoffs. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He's a grinder. He'll get you through that series. He just wants to win another cup. That's what he wants to do at this point in his career.
Exactly, and that's why I have him moving on to the conference finals.
Very fair.
And I remember every week I would just kind of be like, "Are the Panthers going to catch up to us yet?" I mean, like, they were always just a point or 2 below the Rangers.
Yeah,
it was just
let's go to the Rangers series right now.
Yeah. because we're talking about them.
Yeah.
I also have the Rangers here. I have the Rangers in 6 here, beating them in Carolina. This is going to be a series where no winner will win more than 1 goal. I think it'll be unless I'm not counting empty nets.
Yeah.
I'm just straight like
It's always a close game till the end.
3-2, 2-1, 4-3.
You're always getting that 6-on-5 right at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think Rangers will prevail because of the best goalie in the National Hockey League, Igor Shesterkin.
So this series is kind of interesting for me. So I have
This is also a rematch from a couple years ago.
Yeah. I think whoever wins this series
Goes to the final.
goes to the final. Even though I think those Atlantic teams are really, really good.
They are very, very talented.
But the Hurricanes and the Rangers seem to be the best 2 teams
I
in
think
the
the
East right
Atlantic
now.
Division has the most overall
Star power?
Those
If
are
you
the best
if you
4
made
teams.
an Atlantic team
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
well, even just like the teams in general, that's the best division
from top to bottom.
From
yeah,
top to
okay.
bottom in
Very
the
fair.
playoffs.
Very fair. So in this series, I think the Hurricanes win this series. I think it's in 6. Might even be 5. And my reasoning, I know it's kind of crazy to say.
And my eyes just
I know.
widen.
My reasoning for this is a little bit of similar, but literally the opposite of my reasoning for Oilers Canucks. I think with an experienced team, the longer you have off, it doesn't help you. And I
don't think it helps either.
I think with my prediction, having the Capitals, having the Rangers beat the Capitals in 4 or 5, and having the Hurricanes go 7 against the Islanders, I think that'll help the Hurricanes actually because they are an older team.
You got momentum.
But if you're an older team, you got to keep your legs moving.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, every young spry legs will get moving faster than older legs. So
That's very true.
keeping those older legs in motion will help the Hurricanes in the series. Rangers are obviously an older team too, but I think sitting on your couch for a little bit is really going to hurt that team.
I completely get that reasoning, but that's why I also feel like it could be the same reasoning that I think the Canes could blow out the Islanders too.
It's totally fair. Yeah, it's a
I mean,
two-way
it's
street
playoff
here.
hockey though, so I'm
Anything
never
can
going to be
happen,
mad
but-
at what anybody says about the predictions because it really is anybody's game.
Yeah, I get a lot more upset about NBA predictions just because
You kind of know, man.
there's some series but NHL you have no clue,
zero clue.
in any round.
I mean, Florida proved that again last year. I mean, except for not winning the cup. I mean, every single series they were
Always
in.
an upset.
Yeah.
There was no underdog in almost every game that they played.
Yeah.
But anyway, now to the conference final. I got the Stars and Canucks, which is a weird matchup,
Very
and then
weird.
the Maple Leafs and the Hurricanes, also a weird matchup.
Yeah.
2 Canadian teams for 2 Southern teams, just weird overall. But I had the 2 Southern teams moving on, the Stars and the Hurricanes. As I said before,
Yeah.
I just think these 2 teams have been on a collision course for each other the whole season, and I think they finally meet in the Cup final this year.
So I'll have one of those Southern teams moving on. I got Dallas Stars being the Oilers. There's one team that can shut down the Oilers, was the same team that can shut down the Avs, and that's the Stars. And I think the Stars are just a different team since past years. They were very good past years, but they weren't this good. And they're a phenomenal hockey team, phenomenal organization, and they're gonna finally get that second breath of fresh air being in a cup final. I think, hopefully. I mean, according to my predictions, not calculations. I'm no mathematician.
According to my calculations.
But I'll go the Dallas Stars here in 6 games. I think they win it on the road in Edmonton, spoiling that fans from having a game 7.
Yeah, I think both these series go 6 or 7. I don't think you can really work around that.
And then for my Eastern, it's completely different than Charlie's. I have the Panthers and the Rangers, both number 1 teams, but the Rangers would be the host since they won the President's Trophy. They would have 1, 2, 5, and 7 if necessary. And I think the Rangers win here. It's really hard, obviously, to pick against your own team. And I actually do believe if these two teams met in the playoffs, there's bad blood with Vlad for leaving last year. We traded for him. We made a lot. And obviously, there's just like the 2 best Eastern Conference teams I have in my Eastern Conference Finals. So it's really just, that's going to be grit. That's going to be a 7-game series if it happens. Rangers will win that game 7, though, in stunning fashion. 3-0.
Stunning fashion. 3-0.
Yep.
Wow, bold prediction right there. Going to the Cup final. Now the Cup final. And I got the Stars and the Hurricanes. You got the Stars and the Rangers. Do you think the Rangers get done this year?
There have been many years in my life where I thought the Rangers could get it done, but not recently. I thought last year we had a really good chance. Did not happen. First round exits last year, actually. First round exits. Lost in Game 7 in New Jersey. Sucks. If there was a damn year where we can get it done since the first time since 1994, it's this year. I know the President's Cup trophy. I know the curse. I know everything about it since 2013. It sucks. But if there's a team who can get rid of that damn curse, it's the New York Hockey Rangers. And this is where home ice is going to matter the most. Since you clinch President's Trophy, you clinch home ice advantage for as long as you're in the playoffs. And I think that home ice advantage is going to help so much if that series happens, the Stars and Rangers. Whoever, if the Rangers even get to the finals, I think any team, home ice is going to matter. And this is going to be one of the best series you'll ever watch in your whole life.
That would be a great series if it happened. It'd be a great goaltending matchup, too, between Ottinger and Shesterkin. Because at that point, you got to assume that both of them are rolling, and both offenses are rolling, too. So, I mean,
I got
great for the Rangers right
the
there.
New York Rangers, for the first time since 1994, winning a Stanley Cup in 7 games. It'll be one of the greatest series you'll ever see if it happens in your whole life. Because these two teams in the regular season, it was playoff games every single time they played. And it was special, man.
How did they win it?
How do they win it?
How do they win it?
You want to score?
I want the score. I want who scores that last goal.
I got it. I already got the formulation going. The final score of Game 7 is 4-2 Rangers. The 4 goals come from, and as follows.
Is this in order?
This is in order.
Oh, wow.
Goal number 1, Vincent Trocheck, 1-0. I mean, they tie it up, 1-1. First period, over. Second period. Here we go. We got the beers going. We got the beverages going. We got the popcorn.
I think the Stars score next.
They do.
I think Robertson gets one.
I'll give it to Robertson.
I'm not gonna speak for you, but
2-1 Stars. I'm scared. I'm sitting on my couch. I'm pissing my pants.
Wait, what period are we in?
Second period.
End of the second?
No, we're not.
We're still in the second.
30 seconds before the second buzzer goes off, the New York Rangers score to tie the game up right before. And guess who it is? None other than Alexei Lafreniere.
I was gonna guess him.
Alexei Lafreniere. He ties it up.
Getting the crowd back into it.
They're in it. Third period, puck drops. There's bad blood. Matt Rempe steps on the ice. He drops the gloves. He drops them. Guess who meets him there? Just guess.
Jamie Benn.
Jamie Benn. and it's a throwdown, and Jamie Benn wins the fight.
Really?
He surprises all of New York. We're scared. We're frantic.
It's 2-2.
It's 2-2. They just want to fight. They got all the momentum on their side. But a slap shot.
From who?
All right, sorry. I'm back in my moment now. A slap shot from none only the captain.
Oh.
From the captain.
Storybook.
The captain. And guess what? It's deflected in by Chris Kreider.
Oh. Of course.
On the power play. And all you hear.
Oh, of course on the power play, too.
And Sam Rosen goes, "It's a power play goal." And now the Rangers fans are on their feet.
How much time is left when they scored that goal?
16 minutes are left. A lot
of time. Is at that point you're thinking, hey, they could still score this next goal.
Down the ice, Robertson's looking for his second one. Shoots it off the crossbar with 4 minutes left. They were that close to tying that game up. That close.
Wow.
All of a sudden,
I'm picturing this in my head.
Yeah. All of a sudden, the Stars get a power play. 2 minutes left. Sorry, 3 minutes left.
So you know for the rest of the game they're going to have more guys in the ice.
Yeah. 3 minutes left. But they're not going empty net yet because they're rolling. They're rolling. And a wrist shot from the side. Glove save. Igor Shesterkin. Everybody's buzzing right now in New York. Igor. We're rolling, man. We're rolling. All of a sudden, 1 minute left. It's even play, but out comes Ottinger and comes that 6-man. And it is slap shot, save, shot deflected, shot blocked, shot everything. Going wide, off the crossbar again.
It's crazy. Game 7.
All of a sudden, the puck is at center ice. And who other to track it down than Artemi Panarin. And he skates down.
Breadman.
And he throws in the back of the net. And New York, for the first time since 1994, will be Stanley Cup champions.
I mean, what a picture right there. That's incredible right there. That's incredible. I mean, I asked for a game-by-game stat line, and I got a whole storyline. That was unreal.
4-2 final score, and the President's Trophy curse is over.
Wow.
Hopefully.
Wow. So
that would be awesome.
Jacob Trouba would be hoisting the cup there.
He would. Oh my God, and he would have blood on him because he went through some hits in that game.
Did he?
He's cut. His face is cut. Ryan Lindgren's cut too.
Oh wow.
The boys are cut. They're bruised.
Okay.
But they get a nice cup to drink beer out of.
That's right.
And champagne.
That's right.
And get the goggles.
Everything
out.
that they can eat out of it and do whatever.
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. But to my prediction.
So now yours.
Not as in depth. Not as in depth. I had the Stars and the Hurricanes, and as funny as it is, they had the Stars losing that game. I have them beating Carolina in 7 games as well. So here's the story. No, I'm just
kidding. They would be the home ice advantage in this series.
They would have the home ice advantage, I'm pretty sure, because they are
the next point leader.
The next point leader in the league, yes. So even though I think these are the 2 and 3 right after the Rangers. So just be a very interesting series overall. So. Firepower on both sides. Hurricanes have a lot of guys that want to win a cup. Same with the Stars. They have a lot of guys that want their first cup. I think the Stars outlast them.
I think Jamie Benn's
Dallas is rocking because I think Dallas is going to carry this momentum for when the Mavs get out in the first round against the Clippers. I think that's what's going to really happen. I think that's what's really going to happen here. So, regardless of all that, I think the Stars win over the Hurricanes. I think this is a great Stanley Cup playoffs.
And so excited, man!
And I'm excited too.
Let's go Rangers! LFG LGR baby, come on!
Should be a good one. Starts on Saturday. Just excited for the playoffs, man. Should be some great overtime games, some great moments.
I can't wait. I hope we see a 3 overtime. I'm gonna put this out.
I think we will.
We will see 1 4 overtime game this
Wow.
week.
Bold prediction.
Bold prediction. Hey, I'm not a bettor or anything, but hey, follow it.
Wow.
Tag it.
Wow.
Let me know how much you win. I'll take a little $10 from it or something.
Yeah, that's our Stanley Cup playoff predictions for this year. They probably won't be right. They definitely won't be right.
Definitely won't be right.
But
it'd be crazy.
One can hope. One can hope, right?
One can dream.
Thank you guys for listening.
As
means
always.
a lot. Means a lot. Make sure you guys follow us on our Instagram
at Out of Bounds Podcast with a dot between every single word.
If you want to stay up to date with our episodes, if not, do whatever you want. We can't tell you what to do. But what I can tell you is to hopefully you have a great day.
And, as always, have a day.